All right. So I got these levels on the chart today, and for a change, they look like there may be a little room in there, just a little, just maybe enough to make a profit, which is very unusual to my eyes because all I've seen this summer is no room to go anywhere. So let's see. Could be something. Quickly look at the news and see if there's anything in our way. 10 a.m. ISM non-manufacturing prices. PMI. I don't know if that even makes any sense. 10 a.m. stuff. Looks like we got a bunch of news at 10 a.m. and then nothing else worth paying attention to. But even the stuff at 10 a.m., I'm not sure if it even has a big impact. But we'll see. Anyways, on this 30-minute chart, what makes sense to me here is looks like yesterday was very bullish and it consolidated below this level, 630.45. You can see then it became a big ABCD pattern, right? The breakout before the close yesterday, then just a bad print. And today I'm thinking it could bounce right off there. It could go down and bounce off of where it broke out from yesterday. So that's just a retest of that breakout from yesterday. And one more thing I'm seeing is these lower highs happening here on the SPY during this pre-market consolidation. And that's been a bit of a flat bottom. So that descending wedge, the breakout looks like it's happening already. So on a 30-minute chart, now that looks interesting for a short at first and then a long later as well. So I see two potential setups. Let's see what happens. The 1-minute chart has to confirm everything. Let's see. If the 1-minute prints well and the candles are small enough to get good RVR, there could be an opportunity here. We still have about 15 minutes to the open, so we'll wait and see. You can see a 1-minute chart descending wedge. Sure enough, a breakout, bit of a retest already. It could be good going short. I would take 631 puts would make sense going out of the money. Catching the retest near the open would be fun. We'll catch something early maybe. We'll see. Cool. And what else, guys? You all have anything on your minds? Anything you'd like to look at today? We have another, 15 minutes or so. What do we got? Raf, you're looking at AMD, PLTR, Suzanne, PLTR as well. Alexander, yeah. QUBT. Okay, you thought I wasn't trading today. Why would I not trade today? Now, yesterday, what happened was on Sunday night, my kids and I ordered food in. Normally, we make food at home, and man, we all got sick eating that food. We struggled to sleep on Sunday night, and then Monday was such a struggle. At least we're all recovered now, so no more eating food from outside. Just cook your steaks yourself. It's better. That's why I didn't show up to trade yesterday. I was just feeling so sick. Ugh. Anyways, don't like it when that happens. All right. What are we looking at here? Let's look at some charts. We got AMD and PLTR and QUBT. AMD. That's interesting. What do we have here? AMD is already doing what I think the SPY might do later. You see that consolidation yesterday and then the breakout? Look at that. It's already bouncing off of that. So the breakout happened and then the retest is happening now. Potential long. So the buyers are down there. 177.53. I don't see a setup for a short though. But the long setup down here seems to already be happening. Something to keep an eye on. I mean, if it truly is very strong, you're getting the breakthroughs. Continuing the move upward today. That's interesting. PLTR, we have. What do we have? What happened? There was news on this overnight? Anyone know?
Earnings.
There is. Okay. Well, when there's news and a big catalyst, well, that's good for scalping. What you're seeing here is all these higher lows, and you're seeing these ABCD patterns in the pre-market, right? Look at this. It went from down here up there. There's a flat top, then a breakout. And now it's consolidating in this area. This could be an ABCD pattern to continue breaking out through that catalyst level. Keep an eye on that level. That'll be interesting. Overnight high. Yesterday, that happened right as the news happened. And then you have pre-market high. All very strong. I would think about a 1 minute or 5 minute ORB or some kind of ORB to the upside would make the most sense. Scalping opportunities. And you probably have liquidity at 175. It's probably already there. That could be fun. Made a big move already. So, well, again, ideally, it drops and then goes up with that fallen angel setup for the scalp. That would be the best. I would like to take those. And QUBT, what are you saying? He said, I will be trading today. Oh, yes, you know my style. You know when I'll show up and when I won't. It's funny. QUBT, okay, same thing. Big catalyst, big move. As long as there's a very high RVOL on it, then same old thing. Watch that opening range, identify it, and then go for the breakout, ideally to the upside. I think that makes sense. These things all have catalysts, it looks like. You got some levels to work with. You have previous resistance right about in here, I'd say. False breakout there. You have obviously the overnight high. Put a level there. Yeah, all resistance areas up here. Again, a fallen angel would make a lot of sense if it drops to something like 16.5 and then punches through 17. Those are the best. Wait 5 minutes. Identify those. AMD has earnings today. All right. Thanks, Raf. Cool. I don't know about these earnings things. Sometimes, yeah, you can play them before earnings come out, like AMD today. But in my experience for scalping, just wait for the earnings and then trade it the next day. It gets a bit choppy before earnings. But, yeah, if it sets up for you, then take it. You got to take the trades that set up. Joby, same story, yeah. Yesterday was very strong. So it looks like it had a catalyst yesterday. No, it was just a strong day. What's going on with this one? Anyone know? Whoa, this thing is way out there. Well, you have an obvious ABCD pattern. You have yesterday's high. That's a big picture level. Catching that breakout would be fun. One thing that makes sense here, I think, is measured moves. So if you have the pre-market consolidation, this whole consolidation, we'll get the low and the high. The low is about there. And the high is about there. So you have those levels to work with. Well, that makes sense. If it truly holds yesterday's high again, that's a key level. You want it to come down and bounce off there. And I don't see anything for a short. Quite a few good setups today, huh? Alexander, I only rely on Avi levels, and so I only trade those. If you put them on here, yeah, it looks like there's enough room in them. Just use them. Simple enough. So there's different ways of doing levels, right? So let's get rid of all these other levels then. There you go. You have these. Now looking at it from this perspective, I don't see a setup at all. It's not respecting the levels. Nothing to work with, right? Absolutely nothing to work with at the moment. You have to wait for a 30-minute candlestick setup. But there are other setups with measured moves and finding levels in other ways. So there we go. Fun. Fun. So we'll put these on the charts now. We have AMD and PLTR. Me, I'll just be watching the SPY and see what happens there. Oops. So let's see what's going on. Descending wedge, breakout. Is this a retest? Potentially. It's all happening too early. And I don't want to enter in the first 3 or 4 minutes. It's always too jumpy. It's too risky. If it goes early, let it go. Let it go drop, and then I'll see if I can catch the retest of the breakout. That would be the big one, I think, if it all happens. I don't see a setup for a breakout to the upside, not yet. I do see the downside one, and then the retest from down here is going long. So let's see. Fun. What else, guys? What else is on your minds?
What causes that huge wick on your 30-minute SPY chart there at about 1600? What causes something that big?
That, just looking on the 1 minute, it's down here. It looks like just a bad print. Or down here around 622, some big players exchange shares, and then they report that to the Nasdaq or whatever, which is NYSE, and it has to be printed. That's all it is. So between Buffett and his buddies, they exchange a few shares over a poker game, and it has to be printed in the market, basically.
That's a stop loss killer.
Yeah, well, when you watch it, it's most likely it didn't go down and it was a red candle and went back up. It didn't do that. Most likely, the wick wasn't there, and then it just was there. It just pops up out of nowhere, and you can't execute a trade on that. So you just ignore it, really. Just a fat finger trade is what it's called. But yeah, dark pools is another one. Big players just, privately making a deal and then have to report it to the stock exchange. I'm not even looking at it. Just whatever. It doesn't factor into the price action. All right, let's see. We're getting these lower highs on the SPY, which is encouraging for the short. On a 30-minute setup, it's there. We have, let's see. We have this little support. That's a de-risk area. But again, if you're getting a good descending wedge, you ignore that. Let's make that more accurate right there. I really still think the bigger trade is to the upside. The breakout that happened yesterday. If you manage to catch the short, that's cool. But the breakout from yesterday's retest of yesterday's breakout is a good one. I think that'll be very powerful. And right now, this is getting a bit messy up here. Descending wedge, bit of a breakout, bit of a retest. I don't know what to call this thing. Let's see. We'll wait after the open. I'll watch and see. What else we got? Yeah, Mayback. No, that wouldn't hit your stop. That big print on the 30. That wouldn't. Stops don't work anyways. And when the market's closed, you got to hit it yourself, right? Wouldn't trigger. These things look scary until you see them a few times and you're like, okay, not a big deal. Don't worry about it. All right. And guys, somebody remind me, please, at the end of the session, announcements. Okay. We got a few new things again to share. I feel like there's announcements every day nowadays. Somebody, please. And then we have the candlelight session at 11. We'll use the same link for that. So, busy day. Gurinder sitting out. Good. I'm sure you've got a good reason to sit out. That's always a good decision. A lot of times it is.
Yeah, I don't like it the way it is right now.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. If it's not looking good to your eyes, don't look at it or sit out. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, so we got about 4 minutes to the open. I'm very curious what the SPY is going to do at the open. Ideally, I'd actually like it to run down quickly without giving me an opportunity to enter. So we'll not be taking that short. I would prefer for it to run down and start. Give me that reversal down at the bottom there. Then you got something bigger to work with. You can trust it better. But you never know. And as long as it's jumpy, as long as this red line is jumping all over the place, I'm not going to touch it anyway. We do have that news at 10 a.m., but I'm not convinced it's really going to be impactful. So let's see. Price action is still king. Always is. All right. Last couple of minutes, guys. Let me know if you've got anything on your minds. Otherwise, I'm going to just stay very quiet and wait for this price action to come to me.
Yeah, Avi, real quick, thoughts on SMCI if it breaks yesterday's high?
Yeah. SMCI. So you got yesterday's high. Yeah, pretty firm area. So it got into that yesterday, struggled, higher lows, and really holding that. So that's a good indication to break that resistance. The indication is that it keeps bumping itself on that level.
Yeah.
Here and here. So that's a good one. I'd like to see ascending lows here, higher lows, while it's bumping itself on the level. That would make it perfect. So yeah, watch for that breakout. That could be good. Then you're going into, yeah, this area is where you might find trouble. Yeah, basically it's 60, big round number. You probably have liquidity there. Yeah, it's an important level. You can see that.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, watch that one. I'll put that on my charts too. SMCI for the breakout. Ooh, AMD. Careful with AMD, guys. Look at that. Dropped heavily. Now, that's happened too early. But anyways, this is where I was telling you I'd wait for the buyers to show themselves down here. The reason I'm saying it's early is because it could happen in the first minute at the open. In that case, it gets difficult to catch. But keep an eye on it. This is a breakout area from yesterday, 177.50-ish. This is very interesting on the SPY. It doesn't have that reversal set up after a bullish move. All it has is this descending wedge during this consolidation. It's the only thing it's got. So it's the smallest picture you can get on a 30-minute chart. The bigger picture is the long, which only exists at 630.45 down there. Fun, huh? Anyways, we have about 30 seconds to the open. You guys know the drill. Watch the price action. Wait for it to come to you. The market is a gold mine. Ooh, and look at this action. No, now definitely I'm not going to short the SPY. That whole idea is out the window. This is not good clean price action. It found a buyer down here as well. This is a reversal setup down here. Going long with this hammer. So it may still go down. I hope it does go down. I really would like it to and catch the long from further down. But I'm not taking it short, no way. Now it's a matter of sit and wait. You can see this, just that little, these last two candles just told me that right now. Here we go. What have I got here? Put contracts. I don't want these puts. Anyways, so there you go. That's a long right there so far. But the price action there on the 1 minute is not for shorting. Not at all. Let's go and look at this bigger now. We have false breakdowns leads to a breakout on the upside. That could happen, but we'll see. Right. Very interesting on the SPY, huh? Contradictory signals. It was setting up a really good short at about 9 a.m. and then set up the reversal, but not negated that reversal because it just made a new low. Going into this green level, which is where there was support overnight. There it is, hit that right there. Let's see. So yeah, I wouldn't go long or short anywhere here. This is just not, it's not there. It was there 30 minutes ago. There we go. Let's have that drop. Drop 1 minute ORB looks like is coming. I'm gonna wait. I just want to wait for this bounce off of this 630.50 zone. That's fun. At that point, I could take 631 calls. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, PLTR. There you go. Broke right through what we were talking about.
AMD just dumped.
Yes. Some of you guys be careful with that. Oh, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Watch that. SMCI as well. Rejecting firmly off of that key level. Yesterday's high we're looking at.
Yep.
Things to watch out for. Just be careful with this. PLTR went, but man, tough to catch. Straight into 175 now. PLTR. All right, SPY, what you got? What do you want to do? Look at that. Finding those buyers right in that green level. Where was there overnight? Again, this is all fractal pattern stuff. I still think the bigger picture is a long, but off of that yesterday's breakout, excuse me, that's when the real long is. The big trade is. If you can get good RVR with your entry. You would consider this a retest, right? In the first minute retest of the breakdown from the Avi level. But the setup is a little bit broken here on the 1 minute chart. It's there on the 30, but the one, look at this, is up and down, up and down. It's a mess. And with that hammer happening like that, room to the left, all that, that's telling you a long picture on the 1 minute, a short picture on a 30 minute. It's all messy. That's why I don't want to touch it. Who caught PLTR? Huh? You guys having fun with that? Already be done with your day. Catch $2 on it by now. 3 actually. Raf, you got some? Nice. Trump is on a podcast now? Oh, good. Can you stream that? Let's hear him talk today instead of me. You probably get better indicators from him. He says something and then Tesla goes up or down or something. Tariffs on Nvidia or Apple, right? Apple, that was in the news yesterday or recently. There are strategies trade like that. Hey, go ahead.
There were reports that Musk still donated a few millions even after their fight to MAGA, to Trump's foundations or whatever.
They're playing a fantastic game, aren't they?
Right. Yeah.
Oh my God. It's really well choreographed. It really is. It's not a difficult way to pass money from your left pocket to your right pocket. Trillions of dollars back and forth, controlling world economies, entire populations, literally. And what they put out there for us to see is what they want us to see.
Yep.
So that's why I don't trust any of this. I trust 30-minute candlesticks more than I trust those clowns. Much more.
So we think our votes matter.
Meta. Was Zuckerberg in the news too?
No, I don't think so.
There we go. Let's go with that reverse ABCD on the SPY. Is it happening? New lows? No, not really. It's really messy. Messy price action. I've got these calls pulled up, but it's not there. It's nowhere near ready to go. Yeah, Sunny, it says high impact news at 10, but in my experience in the last 6 months, a lot of this high impact news is not high impact. It might jump around a little bit. Mostly, there's not much. Maybe some interest rate stuff would make sense, or housing stuff. This is what manufacturing is. I don't know. I'm beginning to believe less and less on this new stuff. And even if you're in a trade, it either hits your stop or it jumps in your favor rapidly. It's worth keeping it on. I'm beginning to believe that. So let's see. Again, that's just my experience from the last 6 months.
PLTR 180.
Oh crap! Yes, 176, and then straight back down. 172, 171. Wow! Look at that thing! Look at that thing go. There we go. See, now you can see a near perfect retest of the Fibonacci level on the SPY, just in this previous 1 minute candle, but no setup. This is the closest I've come to taking a trade in like 3 weeks, I feel. Taking this thing short off this Fibonacci level, but it's not there. It's just not there. More sitting and waiting. AMD. Who caught AMD 1 minute ORB going down? Not something I would play with, but it was there.
Amazon too. Amazon's popping up.
Is it? Oh, look at that. Yeah. Oh, that thing rocked upwards. Look at that. Use that high and low of the first minute candle, I'd say, on Amazon and get your measured moves off of that. I'm going to keep these on my chart, the SPY, because I might be trading it. But yeah, for Amazon, you might have another leg up. Keep an eye on that thing. Sunny, yeah, I feel the same about the news. Yeah. You know how lovely and quiet and peaceful everything is when you don't have CNBC or any news outlets? You know where I get my news from? From showing up here in this room every day. You guys tend to tell me what's going on in the world.
From Mark.
Yeah, mostly Mark. I don't know what's going on in the world. I don't care to know. I don't want to know. It hardly has anything. I'm telling you, man, 80-20, man. There's an 80-20 way of living. Look at this thing. It's putting in that hammer during the consolidation. Room to the left. Is it there? Gosh, this is beginning to look like a 30-minute setup. Just a touch. Just a touch. If that closes as a hammer, there's a long in this. Oh, I need to go into the 1 minute chart and take that early long. But we're still early. We're only 7-8 minutes into the day. But here's your fallen angel setup. There you go, on the SPY, where it closed, gapped up, dropped at the open, higher lows, reclaimed its opening high, and off it goes. Opening price and opening high. Fallen angel setup. Not for me, though. Let's see. How quickly does it get to the next level? That's a good indication. Yeah, there is room in this. These levels are decently tight, but there's enough in it. Especially later on when these 1 minute candles become smaller. I think there will be good RVR to be had. There you go, Amazon doing that second leg up. You guys are paying attention to that. What's going on, SPY? Is this a retest of the opening price? You see what I mean here on the SPY, guys? This is really important. You see this big candle that popped up? That's when I take partials aggressively, when I see it pop, because it becomes very risky. When something pops aggressively like that, it could easily pop back the other way, which so far it's done. Retrace that entire candle. This is not healthy. We've been talking about this a lot. This is just not healthy. It's not sustainable. So you want to de-risk it at that point and tighten up your stop and see if you can get an ABCD breakout or something. So I don't like to get these when I'm in a position, especially when I trade these level-to-level trades, which is basically all I trade these days. I don't like it when it pops like that. You have to dilute your position.
Took a small long on a PLTR at 171. 70 my entry.
Cool. You got something. There you go. It wasn't looking good earlier, but
no, yeah, it was good what I expected to do. So let's see.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, I see higher lows in that thing, and it's a gap up, right? PLTR. Yes.
The earnings.
Yes. There you go. Might get something. Cool. SPY. So, okay, that thing is not shaping up to be the 30-minute hammer that I was thinking it could be. But what is interesting on the SPY 30-minute chart is You have the range. You have a lot of consolidation near the upside. And at the downside, you have a false breakout with a room to the left on the little bit down here. And that's another piece of a trade book. A false breakout leads to a real breakout on the other side. Let's see how this goes when it gets up to 633. That could be some fun. I have that written down here on the playbook. It is false breakout. So I used to do a lot of those on a 1 minute chart. Now I'm up to them on 30. See this ascending wedge forming now on the SPY, is it? Yeah, on the 1 minute, it looks like it. The top is about 632.30. Again, a good little pattern. Anticipate a breakout.
NVIDIA made a very strong engulfing 5 minutes, so if people don't look at that.
All right. Well, SPY dropped again. Nope, no ascending wedge this time. It was tempting. It was coming. What do we got? NVIDIA and Suzanne wants Tesla, right? NVIDIA and Tesla. What's up with NVIDIA? What did you say? Engulfing something? Sorry, I
On
lost you.
5 minute, it made engulfing. Well,
You call this an engulfing?
on a 5 minute? No. Okay, sorry, I missed the bottom. Yeah. my bad.
Come on, you gotta wake up, man.
I'm sleepy, I swear.
The hell? Tesla.
Trading very small position today. Like,
Take it easy, man. Tesla is a great big choppy mess. Ugh. Again, good for scalping. Suzanne, you're into this. It's right inside yesterday's activity, which is all chop. Again, it's nothing that I would trade as something I can hold on to for levels, longer moves. It's just where it's been choppy. It's going to be choppy. If you go in 1 minute, you might be able to find some scalping opportunities. Boy, this would have been tough to even get into now or earlier. Is it a gap up? No, it's not. It's nothing. I think stay away from Tesla today. It looks really messy. Unless it breaks that overnight high and yesterday's high and all that stuff. It's very messy. There's better stuff out there. What do we have? SPY. Here's your retest of the price, but very messy. Oof. I don't have a 30-minute chart set up yet. I don't want to trade it inside this choppy zone. To wait for it to break out or get there and put in all that stuff. Alexander, you're saying AMD, engulfing on AMD? 5-minute chart again? What engulfing? Where? I don't see anything. Tell me what engulfing you see on AMD. Joking. You and your jokes, man. You're gonna screw with people. We get excited. There's an engulfing. It's not. Engulfings happen. The best places that they happen are at reversal points and reversals after major moves, big moves. Big trend, and a big engulfing on a 5-minute. Oh man, you can trust something like that at a key level, and then it goes.
Yeah, Abby, thoughts on QUBT? It's at a nice double bottom. Now it's ascending.
Oh yeah, this had those resistance overhead. Let's see, 1 minute. Yeah, decent looking double bottom, not too bad. After a move down, the long would have been a bit earlier. Yeah, then you have resistance up there around 17. You have this opening high zone to get through. That would be a fallen angel, right? Did it gap up? Yes. Yeah. So there's a few things going on here. Getting the breakout of the opening high is the fallen angel setup, and you have the double bottom down here after the move down. If that you have a key level around here from a bigger picture, do you? Yeah, you do. You have yesterday's high. Very simple. Look at that. It's right about in that zone. So there you go. So there was one entry, that reversal, and now another one may be coming, which is the breakout, the fallen angel setup. Yeah, good stuff. Keep an eye on it. Could have something. Looks like fun.
PRTR is going.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. You got that. Nice.
Yeah.
So is the SPY.
It was the
Nice.
SPY.
Yeah, the SPY goes. Who caught that? Damn it. There's that retest of the opening highs. Basically, that whole fallen angel happened. And here's a retest of the fallen angel, and then off you go. That's as good of a fallen angel as you'll get on the SPY, ever. And again, that's not part of my trade book. Just gotta wait for the next level. PLTR again at 176. Here, let's look at this. I think it's time we do this, especially for you new folks in here. I think there's a few new guys in here. Welcome. Any of you know why PLTR respected 176.05? Don't make me ask twice. Come on. Spit it out. Why has PLTR respected 176.05 twice now?
Purple line.
Purple, that's my favorite answer. There you go. Avi and The Avi8ors. There you guys all woke up now. Vinay, Sunny, and Jay. Oh, that's because Kathy Wood's buying? Is that right, Jay? I'm gonna have to kick you out of this room. It's the wrong answer. RJ, you're funny. Yeah, so it all depends on the color coding you put onto your lines, man. Burgundy tends to get respected. Blue, not so much. Yellow, it has its moods. Yeah. That's how you look at these things. Anyways, yes, Avinacci level. Pretty obvious right there. Satch. Oklo. Look at Oklo. Oh, look at that. What happened to this? We didn't even look at it today. Yeah, big old consolidation and then broke out of it. Cool. Oh, yeah, and you got that 1 minute range. Let's look at, let's identify the range here. We got the bottom approximately there. The top is just about there. There's your consolidation. Look at that ascending wedge. Breakout. Bit of a retest. Hit your target. There you go. This one gave you a very simple opening range. You sit out a few minutes and you identify it, right? Not too bad. You guys got good stuff. Sat you into this. Oklo. Nice, you got it. Nice, right through 80, you probably have liquidity there. Nice, good stuff. You guys are killing all these trades this summer. It's amazing. I'm struggling to even put one contract on so far this summer. Just one contract. Feel like a release just to get a trade in.
Hey, Avi, could you explain the fallen angel strategy one more time, please?
Yeah. So essentially what you get is when you have something gapped up. So on the SPY, you have it closed over here and it opened over here. So there's a gap up. And then what you want to see is at the open that it goes down first and it finds buyers somewhere at a level that you got in mind. So I had this level from the pre-market low. And at this level, you want to see those buyers. And here we've seen those buyers because these lows are getting higher. These buyers are buying at higher and higher prices. And after that, it should go back up to its opening price and its opening high. And you're basically looking for the breakout of the opening high, which happened there and came down, retested that area, and looks like it's on its way. So that's it. It's just the fallen angel is it's an angel because it gapped up, it falls for a bit, and then it rises again. That's the whole thinking.
Thank you.
Very, very effective ORB strategy when you have gap ups. It's very simple. When the gap down is just the reverse, you have the rising devil. Same situation. The key is to relax for the first few minutes, 5 minutes. Just stay out of it. Let it do its thing. And then catch it. Very powerful with catalysts. Things with a big catalyst, like I think PLTR had today. That's when it becomes even more powerful. Oh, hey, look at that. Yeah, don't want to trade it in here, huh? Big mess. All right. So we have about 10 minutes till we get another 30-minute candle close. Let's see what happens. So far, The SPY 30-minute candle is a whole lot of nothing. Just indecision. Up and down and up and down. Possible scalping opportunities, but I'm waiting for the big one if it comes. Satch, you have a prediction. PLTR will touch 200 in a week. Where's it now? 175. Shall we do a bet on it? We can sign an options contract or something similar. I'll sell you a contract.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to get to 180 today, so let's see. I added there. So
Yeah. It's a big gap up today. It's likely to hang around at 175 for a few days before continuing. That's the most common thing. That's when all these iron condors and those sorts of strategies come into the picture. Put it on at the end of the day today, usually. If you're more careful about it, you wait 2 or 3 days and then put it on. And you actually make some good money on that. Come on, SPY. This is getting boring now. All right. So nothing, no action, nothing to look at. What are you guys into? You got Amazon, got stuck. AMD got stuck, didn't do the fallen angel. Looked like it would. It didn't. PLTR could, still possible. Excuse me. What else we got? We had Oklo as well. Oh boy, that thing just rocking. Who's into Oklo? One of you guys are into Oklo. Satch, yeah, you're into Oklo. Look at that thing.
Man, Tesla made a huge comeback.
Did it? Tesla. Oops. Let's look at Tesla. It was in a great big choppy mess. 30-minute chart. It's heading to the top of that area. There's your resistance, just about pre-market high. There you go. Yeah, potential breakout over there if you like such things. Yeah, there, broke the high. This pre-market high zone, ideally you get an ABCD pattern. You can get a chance to enter up there. You see where it's been messy? You don't want to touch it. 309, 310, this whole zone below 311. 307 really. So this whole zone so far today has been messy, and predictably so, just because of the previous day's activity. And yep, let's see. Now you don't enter here, huh? I definitely wouldn't recommend entering Tesla long here. Let it relax and consolidate. It just had a big push up. I mean, it may keep pushing, but it's very risky right now. Let it pull back, do an ABCD, consolidate, and then go. That would be much healthier. What the hell's up with Oklo, man? This thing is nuts. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Oh man, I was watching QUBT. That one's also running now.
Yeah. Satch saying Oklo has very promising energy solutions. What is it? Solar farms?
nuclear.
Nuclear. Ah, yes, nuclear makes sense.
Sam Altman was on board, but he left the board a while back on it. That's where I got the hype from.
Okay, fair enough. Nuclear makes sense. I have a lot of nuclear in my long-term portfolio. That's been accumulating for the last, 5-6 years. QUBT, yeah, you had to break out in the pre-market, retest of the breakout. Oh man, this thing. You can see these levels are so good. Anyways, yeah, there you go. So this was also, again, a fallen angel, was it? Yeah. Because you have the close here, you have the open here. So the gap up came down at first and bounced off of yesterday's high. We were talking about this in the pre-market. Double bottom, decent looking one. And then the fallen angel. And now you're up into the $17 zone. There you go. We were talking about this earlier. Who caught it? Who was that? Raymond, was that you?
No, I watched it go.
Should catch
That
this
counts.
stuff. It counts. It counts. I'll let you have it. Oh man. Nice. Yeah. There you go. There's your pullback on Tesla. So you don't enter up there. Wait for it. It's still not a complete pullback. I would still really wait for this thing. QUBT.
Took a long on Tesla.
Long on
That's
Tesla.
a long time. Yeah. I entered at around 952 or 1. That retest.
Yes.
Yeah,
309.
around there. Yes.
Nice. There you go. That's a smart entry. Pulling back and waiting for that high of daybreak, fallen angel break. There you go. Good, man. Good
No, I
patience.
still got a little late entry. I was trying to get on that small candle, but I think I get it. I got the entry on the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Just watch your risk. Just manage it.
It was a great 3.5 hour move.
Yeah. It's amazing how powerful those entries are. When you really get a good entry, getting beyond 3R is not difficult. It seems when you don't get a good entry and you jump in, you do all stuff like that, getting 3R becomes very hard. So simple way, 80-20 way of getting big R's, just wait for your entry. Get good entries. Oh man, what a disaster on the SPY. Look at that. Gosh. Glad I'm not trading this thing, huh? No setup, no trade. This is why. Look at this mess. Up and down and up and down. What the hell? Anyone knows what this pattern is called? Around from 632 up to 632.60. This whole zone on the SPY. You all seen this before?
Head and shoulder on 1 minute.
Yeah, exactly. It's a 1 minute head and shoulder. It's not an ideal one because you want the second shoulder to be lower than the first. But that's approximately a head and shoulder pattern. And you see it quite often on the 1 minute. I just don't trust the 1 minute chart. Oof, this thing's a mess.
Yeah, I wanted to go in, but I don't like 30-minute candle is setting up like a doji on SPY, so I don't trust it.
Yeah, it's hard to trust. 30 minutes really just a mess. It was looking promising for a little while and now just nothing. So no setup, no trade. I would have stopped out 4 times if I just jumped into these moves. That's the reason I just wait for the 30-minute chart and you get good clean trades.
Avi, about 633 level is where it broke down on Thursday from the FOMC. So that's a critical level.
Yes, I see it. Very good. So then a break out of that would be powerful. And for that to happen, you want to see an ascending wedge on a 30-minute. That could even happen today. And
I think it's going to break down.
It could. It just had a breakout yesterday, so it needs to go retest that level. That would be very healthy. I'd like to see that happen. So let's see. It's still very early. Just 30 minutes in.
AMD made a recovery too. Looked like all of them did.
Okay. Yeah, we got news coming. Yes. Thanks, Helen. News. AMD, yeah. Watch that high of daybreak. That could happen. Got higher lows here. And the news here momentarily, a few seconds. Let's watch and see if this news has any impact. If you were in a trade on the SPY, what would you be into? Let's say you're long, and boom, that news would have eaten you up.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. I better get ready to get long here somewhere.
That news definitely had an impact.
That had an impact, yes. I was thinking to ignore the news, but clearly it's not. It would not have been smart today. 631. So the first move was down. And the way I trade news, I used to scalp news like this. Wait for that first pop, and ideally it bounces right off a level. If you had a level down there, and take that bounce, you're going long. Within 2 seconds, you're going long on this. I've done that before. Again, it's not happening at a level I believe in or anything. But now, this is interesting. If it comes down to 630.45 and bounces, I'll be interested. Now it's just momentum for now, just reading momentum. There's so much momentum in this thing. Volatility, basically. So what was that? Manufacturing news. Okay. So let's keep a note of that. Manufacturing news tends to have an impact. Everything else dropped too. Well, AMD momentarily. Watch AMD for that push, man. Did that big hammer. 1 minute chart. Push up looks interesting there. Come on, SPY. Let's have a drop.
Hey, Abby, what would you like to see on SPY to put a trade on?
At this point, I want to see it drop to 630.45, the level I've got below, because there's where yesterday you had a consolidation and a breakout. So if it comes down there and starts to bounce there, that's telling me that's just a retest of the breakout that happened yesterday. So if I can get a good tight entry down there, at the moment, that's the only setup I see. Earlier, I was thinking about a short, which kind of started to happen in the pre-market, but then it got really messy. There's no way to trust it.
And where your stop loss would be?
It would be below the price action. If I take the long down here, 630.45, the whole idea is that it's holding 630.45. So my stop would be below that level. And how far below that level? I would use the 1 minute candlesticks down there and just put it below a wick. The most recent buyers, basically.
Cool.
And that would be it. Yeah. Actually, looking at this now, the short would have been very interesting just at the news came out there. If you look at this descending wedge on the SPY, and then it did one pull up and came down. No, not really. No. I'm getting too creative here. There's no setup for the short. Not the way I do it. So let's see. Just wait for the thing to drop. That's the only setup I see.
I had put on a short on SPY, but I bailed on it. Yeah. I had it on that candle right there where your cursor is right there.
Oh yeah. Where's it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Once it started bouncing like down, 30 minutes, kind of sitting up. So, bummer. Yeah.
Yeah, big head and shoulders move down. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you trust such things, good man.
Yeah.
See, there's a million setups. You could have traded the fallen angel. You could have taken the head and shoulders. You have long and short, and there's trades to be had. But these are all scalping situations, which really I just don't want to do anymore. I'll just wait for something I can put and then leave it for 2 hours to get to a target. Just leave it alone. Put on a big size and don't look at it. That's the kind of trading I want to do. Jumping in and out all the time. There were probably 7 or 8 opportunities today. No big deal. But just not. It's not how you make 6 figures in a day, in my experience.
Yep.
Cool. So let's see. SPY reverse ABCD on a 1 minute potential breakdown low of day. Maybe. There it is. There it goes. Oh, now I gotta pay attention. 631 calls out of the money. It's still really tight. These candles got big. I want to see small candles so I can put in a tight stop and go through it. Well, let's see. Might get a momentum opportunity here. Then it comes down and bounces fast. The buyers are aggressive down there. Let's see. There's a bit to look at down here. Again, these levels are looking really tight right now, right? These burgundy lines. Very, very tight. Very difficult to trust it. Going out of the money helps with these contracts. Target would be around 150-ish by the time it gets back up to that zone. Let's see. That's the thing. These levels are so tight. Oh my gosh. Candles. Well, the levels looked all right earlier when the candles were small. Now in these last 5 minutes, you can see the candles, all of them are big. This is where the risk to reward is a problematic thing. Okay, there you go. It hit the level. What do we have down here? Buyers. If you cannot get a 5R kind of entry, it's not worth it. For now, just sellers. Let's see. Ideally, a nice slow double bottom would be great, huh? on a 1 minute chart, really small candles, easy entry. But none of that's happening here. There's your first bit of buying. Would you guys go long here? You're seeing a little bit of buying. Just not enough. Yeah, just not enough conviction. No candlestick patterns or to rely on. It goes down, it bounces, it goes up. How do you enter something like that? With very tight RVR. You enter here, you're barely going to get 1-to-1. Oof. You can see the setup here on the 30-minute consolidation, breakout. Here's your retest happening. It's a great perspective on a 30-minute chart. Just go long. But, I need the 1 minute as well.
Apple is setting up a
Apple
good breakout.
Ooh,
I was,
all right.
I was hoping for some consolidation before the breakout. Maybe it may give now, but that's been a really good setup.
Nice. I'll look at it on the other screen here because I got to keep watching the SPY here. Oh, yeah, I see it. It dropped and then higher lows constantly, and then boom, off it goes up. Nice. That's working. Apple, yeah. Even a 5 minute looks good. 30 minutes, interesting. Watch that pre-market break area on Apple. That's where the fun is. Just wait for it. All right, let's see if we get that double bottom on the SPY. But these candles are still too big. I just cannot get this RVR to work because the target is just the next level up. Oh, and here's what's interesting. This level, the green line was support. Breakout turned into resistance. You're going long. You have to de-risk at that green line. Well, let's see. If the setup is that powerful, it goes through it. For now, nothing. Can't even call this a double bottom, right? There's so little gap between the bottoms. It's just not there. There's too much doubt in my mind for this trade. Just way too much. The way it came down, big candles, it makes these levels too tight. And now this double bottom it's not a double bottom. So still no entry. Just gonna wait. What do we got here? Saban, you're looking at Amazon, right? I'll look at it on the other charts. Yeah, watch that high of day break. Huh? It could happen. Got a bit of a drop. It's getting, honestly, it's just choppy more than anything else. It's sitting near high of day, but it's very choppy. No pattern in it. I don't see any no breakout consolidation or anything like that. Now, and here's where the double bottom would make sense. If you believe there's enough gap here on the SPY, it made a higher low than the first one at a key level, printed a bullish candle, the new 1 minute high is your entry. Right now, that's your entry. Stop right below it, and you're going up. But there's no RVR. For me, it's hardly going to be 2-to-1, even if you trust this double bottom. This is hardly a double bottom. To my eyes, it's more like a consolidation. It's hardly a gap. This is not how you make six figures. This is no different than scalping, really, with the levels being what they are. There you go. Would have worked, but for a scalp.
Avi, is that a head and shoulders on the SPY 1 minute chart at the high day there?
Yeah, that's just about it right there. I don't trust it, though. I don't trust head and shoulders patterns.
Oh, really?
I see them all day long on the 1 minute chart. They're just not tricky. But here's the thing. When you see a head and shoulders, it's a topping pattern. It's a top after a move from down to up. This thing didn't do all that, did it?
Oh, I see.
And this just popped up, head and shoulders came down, and you want that second shoulder to be lower than the first to be able to trust it that the sellers are taking
Okay.
over. So, and then it's just news that made it move more than anything else. It's not really a pattern thing. All right. Well, that whole SPY thesis I had for that long from 630.45 is just not happening. It's price action on the 1 minute is absolutely no good, along with the levels being very marginal. So I'm gonna have to sit out again. Wait for it to get to another level, maybe another setup.
Yeah, for what it's worth, the VIX options are picking up, so might be good to keep an eye.
Yeah, time to short now. Time to understand that if VIX picks up, it means no fear in the markets. So everyone's terrified of something. How is the VIX calculated, anyways? It's options. Puts are more active than calls. Is that right? I think that's how it's calculated. I'm not even sure.
I don't know how the calculation is done, but usually once VIX gets up above 17.5, market tends to go down.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yep. Pretty cool. Known as the fear indicator. Cool, man. All right, everybody short something. Man, nothing here, huh? All this stuff is too tight. Was there any news other than this 10 a.m. stuff? Manufacturing news? Anyone got anything else for the VIX to be popping up? Let's look at that here. There it goes. Oof.
There's a bunch of speeches this week, this week. I'm not sure if they're happening right now, but they're all low impact.
Okay. Well, they're all low impact until somebody says tariffs or some keywords, and then the algos respond, right? Something like that. This fight just got choppy. All right, no trade. That was the closest I came to taking a trade in about a month or 3 weeks or so. But no trade. Now it's getting into yesterday's choppy zone if it drops. Oh, well. We got another 15 minutes or so here, guys, in this session. And then today at 11 Eastern, we'll have our candlelight session. Basically Q&A, get your questions and bring them out. And someone remind me about announcements, please, when we end this session. It'll be quick, but we got to do it. There we go. SPY looking good for the drop now. Retesting 630.45 from the downside. Not printing a new low though. What is it? Is it? Not yet. Almost there. Oh man. Those buyers seem to be holding, huh? It should have printed that new low right there. Just didn't. Let's see. See these options contracts? If you went long here at 10:06, the stop right below the price action on the options, you've been stopped out. Even though the SPY didn't print a new low, the option would have hit you because this is 0 DTE options out of the money. It's pretty much the most volatile thing I've ever seen. That's why I like it. But you got to have excellent timing. Otherwise, you stop out unnecessarily a lot of times. And then trading just becomes more difficult. All right, again, new low this time, printing it. Yes, there it is. Now it got it. Sellers had to have one more attempt. There it is. There's your breakdown on the SPY. And yeah, getting into yesterday's choppy zone. So here on the 30-minute chart, where the SPY is right now, This is where it's been choppy. So expect it to be choppy. That's basically it. It's not somewhere you want to be. Joseph, coming to visit Dustin and you next month for some barbecue. Next month, September. I got back to school stuff to do in September, man. September's going to be busy. I'm hardly going to be moving. I'll be in Dubai all September. October, I'll be away for a week. I'll be going to Egypt. And November is the next opportunity. Basically getting into Thanksgiving. That's a good time off anyway. Get some barbecue for Thanksgiving. That'd be great, huh? Should we do that? Can plan a Thanksgiving meetup? What do you guys think? Texas? I would do that. That's the announcement, Joseph. No, not yet. There's two things we got to do to announce at the end of this session, but not that.
We're doing a Vegas Thanksgiving because my nephew is turning 21.
Oh, that sounds like a blast. Oh, careful in Vegas. Gosh. Yeah, you got to get Vegas done and out of your system at some point in your life. Earlier is better. There you go, Spy. Doing that short. Breakout retest, all looking good. Let's do it, Joseph. Thanksgiving in Texas. All right. We can plan something. You know what I'd like? I'd like a sailboat. Sailboat and just satellite internet that works beautifully. I could just sail and trade and then show up in Texas, show up in Europe, show up wherever. That'd be the best. Proper sailing the oceans. That's where it's at.
Anything is possible, Avi.
Yeah.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. I know a few guys who do that, and they have kids too, like some under 10, some teenagers. Man, I know some people who live that lifestyle. They're very happy people. They don't give a shit what's going on in the world, you know. It's like, and all of it is garbage anyway. It's just a good way to live, man. What you got there, Raf? You had a friend who had a 30-footer, sailed in the Caribbean for 3 years. Oh, man, isn't that something? That is the best. Yeah, I know some people in New Zealand who do that, and they're sailors. There's a lot of people here in Dubai who do that too. Basically, get out of town for the summer and go sail. End up on the east coast of Africa. Be careful, there's pirates. But generally, it's pretty good. Look at that, 6:30 on the SPY holding. All right, there's nothing here to look at. I'm getting bored. Apple, watch Apple, guys. That pre-market high, that's the area to watch. That's where it's been stuck for a little while already. What else? What else should we look at? We had Oklo. Yeah, found a top, 85, nice round number. We had PLTR. Yep, Avinacci levels. We already discussed that. Don't ask me about it again, please. What was it? QUBT. Yeah, perfectly respecting the levels off of the 30-minute chart. QUBT, that high is basically the pre-market high. And that high we picked off, I think, yeah, right about there. See, just pick it off the chart, no big deal. Respected very nicely. And that bottom is nothing more than the previous day's high. And sure enough, that's a very good consolidation. And this is what I want to see on a consolidation. Pretty much a flat top, higher lows, good breakout, retest, go again. Not too bad. So we have lots of good action there. What else was good? What else? Alex, you got Google. All right, let's look at that. I haven't looked at Google. Google 196.66. Okay, a little further out. What's going on with Google? Big old consolidation and a breakout. Not bad. So the breakout, I would think of it as yesterday's high. You can see it keeps bumping itself there. Eventually did the breakout. Oh, this is what I was talking about in the webinar recently, last week. It's not a flat top. But let's say it was a flat top here. These candles kept bumping itself there. And then the last candle puts in a deeper pullback and then the rip. That's that wedge and handle setup that I like to see. Google did it today. So pretty good. And let's see if we can find targets on this thing. So if we identify consolidation to be down, here's the bottom, and you have the high of day as a top. So it's basically something like this. That puts that as your target, and then your next target. Let's get into the 1 minute. There you go. 1 minute ORB. Sure enough, you hit there. Breakout, retest. Sure enough, you hit it there. And now it seems to be somewhere in the middle based on this strategy. Just measured moves off of the pre-market consolidation right there.
I think we have someone who used that.
Wait, what's it?
I think like somebody in our group used that, the pre-market range as the measured moves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's very powerful. We've been talking about this for the last, 3 weeks or so, all through July. Just identifying ranges and measured moves off a 1 minute chart, 5 minute chart, 30-minute chart. Very simple way to trade. Very good way to scalp. The reason it's good is in scalping, a lot of times people just start hitting the partial button. But this actually gives you a target. So you don't dilute your position before your target. You can get better RVR. So it's a good thing. Yeah, use it. It's very simple, man. There's nothing to it. You don't need to know anything. Just use it. It's good. It's good. The little art part of it is how do you pick the ranges? Once you get used to that, you're okay. Oh, what happened here on the SPY? It really dropped, huh? Yeah, making its way down. See, now the candles are looking tinier, better. But not for me. This zone, I don't want to trade it. Well, it's not even, didn't even set up for a good short for me. And let's say it has to get there. You have buyers down here as well. But no setup. For now, it's just on its way. No setup. Yeah, just gotta let it go. See how difficult it gets when these levels are so tight. Just no fun. Perhaps had a double bottom idea here, but that wasn't a clean one. You can see that. Instead, you had a breakout retest, but these were higher highs. So that didn't even set up a good consolidation for the breakout. So I wouldn't trust it. The only thing to trust here would have been this fallen angel setup. And if you like head and shoulder setups, these were pretty clean. Actually, no, head and shoulders wasn't because it was already in a downtrend. So it was just that ORB going up. If you like ORB is going down, you have that. Again, all those are scalps.
Dude, why didn't you took a trade around 6:30? 6:30. Oh, there was a range on the previous day.
6:30. I don't have a level at 6:30.
6:30:45.
Yeah, 6:30:45. I need a 30-minute setup. There's no 30-minute setup. See, it got here. There's nothing here. But except when you zoom out and you see this big bullish activity, and here's the consolidation. Then you have the breakout, and then the bounce off would be the retest of that breakout. And it didn't bounce. It didn't give me a good bounce pattern. It just came in and messed around like this. And it didn't go. So there's no trade in there. On a 1 minute chart, a bounce would be basically a reversal. It didn't give me a reversal on a 1 minute chart. And then the RVR, on these candles were big. See, the RVR is just not there for the next level. It's not worth it. Nothing worth looking at here. These are all just so small. I mean, I like to put it on when you guys saw me trade in the first and second quarter of this year. When I'm putting on the 1 minute chart, you can see the level it's at, but the next level is off the chart. It's off the screen. And I can't even see how far it is. It's beyond 5 hours just looking at the screen. That's when I'll start paying attention to it. These levels are so I can see 3 levels on my one chart. What the hell? They're too tight. It's kind of my gauge. It's just too tight. Yeah, Nasser, go ahead.
Hi, Avi. Question is, hey, I'm sorry.
You gotta
I
go
have to
your
going
microphone.
on my computer.
Yeah, you're cutting out. You're cutting out there.
Let me just get rid of this bloody software. Okay, now it's gone. Right. So the question is Oklo ready for a short? It looks to be actually in the 5 minutes or 15 minutes. They both look to be quite weak.
Mhm.
And if this is the case, I have started actually a short, a small position, but I was wondering if this is actually an appropriate position, and if yes, where is my target? Is it VLAB or is it like 79-ish?
All right. Now, on the way I trade, I'll see a short on this 5-minute chart. There's nothing here.
5 minutes.
Yeah. On a 15-minute, nothing. Just went up, indecision, and then went down. Nothing there.
Right.
30-minute, nothing. 2-minute, we see. No, nothing here as well. And on 1 minute, I just see chop. I don't see a setup for a short. There's nothing here. Just got up there and it just got chopped.
I see. Okay.
You want to make sure you have a well-defined trade for reverse. So very clean double top and have that well-defined, or that reverse hammer that we like to see, the well-defined context. Those sorts of things. Just because it looks weak doesn't mean you should trade it.
Okay, nice.
Definitely not. That's how you do it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. We're getting a lot of feedback from the mic, though. Sounds like your mic and your speaker are close together.
Yeah, I have a quick question. On the SPY, have you ever used the fib levels to get a change of direction where it might be going?
I've used it in the past, but I never stuck to it. The fib levels, just to be honest with you, they got boring. Just way too boring. On something like yesterday's action, it would be useful because right away from the very get-go, it's just one direction. So once it goes and then you identify a top. So after this candle closes, maybe after this second one, this 11 a.m. candle closes, then you can identify that's the 100% and that's the 0% line, and then you pull back off of 50, which never happened. And so the whole thing wouldn't work.
So if you zoom out a little between the high and the low, that level of 33 was right at the fib level of 0.6.
Fib level of what? Of where?
Between the high and the low from like about 2 days back.
Okay. So down. Yeah. So that's the thing. You have to identify your fib criteria. Where's the 0 and where's the 100%, right? So if you have this, the 0's up here and the 100's down here, then this is just a pullback and you go down. Yeah, you can do that. Sure enough. You might get one trade a month on that. No. But I've done it before in an intraday perspective. I start from the open, and if it's perfectly directional from the open, and then I identify a top or a bottom and then see if it retraces from there. And I don't know, I just found it really hard to trust. It didn't work really well for me. I was always, I don't know, I just couldn't trust it. Even though it was quite consistent in the way when the setup came, it comes pretty good. But not something that I want to put a trade on, I'm just happier to wait on these levels and don't have to think about, did I pick the high and the low correctly? Or should I be looking at a bigger trend or 60-minute trend? And you have to answer all these questions. I just don't want to.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah. No, but it makes sense. Perfectly all right to trade that way. All right, guys, 10:30 here. Let's shut the recording and get to
Announcements.
Yes, announcements. So